the developers at PlusNarrative have been engaging in a hackathon every week for as long as I have been engaging with you guys. Why is that?
So I think, one thing that's really important to developers is they all want to learn and they want to grow. And to find time to do that can be really challenging, especially as outside of home commitments. Like if you're working throughout the whole day and then in the evening, you're doing home stuff. Like when do you actually find the time to learn about new technology and play with it? And that's when I kind of had the idea. And I was like, what? Let's block our time every Thursday. The dev team comes together. We communicate, to the rest of our team, like this is the sacred time. And we really just share ideas and we get our hands dirty with new technology or code that's out there. And that's really where it came from. It was always just something I would love to do if I'd work somewhere. And I was like, hey, well, let's just do it. And that's kind of what we do. The format of it is a little bit flexible. So sometimes we'll start off where each dev will have a chance to show something. It could be project related. Oftentimes you encounter a new dragon that you need to slay and you want to show people how you slayed that dragon. And, people can learn because invariably they will come across that same problem. And because we've got multiple teams and multiple projects, each developer doesn't have the benefit of seeing those challenges that I've overcome in projects that they aren't personally involved in. So it's a great platform to showcase, the problem solving side. And then we foster a little bit of competition. So we do these things called coding carters where you put forward a problem and each dev can choose a language. Sometimes it's a language that the developer is comfortable with. Sometimes it's a language maybe the developer wants to try out. And we all break away and we have 15 to 20 minutes and we try to solve the problem with code. And we come back and we take turns to showcase how we solved it in the particular language we chose. And that's, again, really good from a growth perspective to see not only different types of languages, but how different individuals will tackle the same problem. And I always, what I love about that is, each of these languages that we use have all these functions that make your life easier. You never really know about them unless you've sat and read through the documentation from page to page. And what this does is someone will reach and use this function and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing it this way for so long and it's taken me 10 to 15 lines of code and now I see that this function natively exists in the language. And the next time I'm going to use that function. So really great to also learn, about languages. And then on the odd occasion, we'll something new and shiny and fancy will come up and we don't want to use it on a project just yet because, you've got to be able to support, maintain it. You've got to be confident that if anything goes wrong, you can jump in and fix it. So when do you play with new shiny things? Well, hackathon, right? So someone will bring maybe a new framework, a new language, and will say, let's build a to-do app and go through it together, or let's write a unit test because that's something we want to improve on, and we do it collaboratively. We share screens, and yeah, that's kind of the premise of the hackathon and what we do and why it exists today.
And what do you see is happening with the way that your team approaches their project work once they've been involved in a few of the hackathons?
So collaboration happens. I see the team gets used to reaching out even if another developer is not in the project team, which is great because you're not in silos anymore. So if you are stuck on something, you remember, hey, this person did this in this hackathon, so let me reach out to them. And just, a lot more sharing. And then you see it in the code. When you're doing a code review, you can start to see like someone using an array map now instead of a for loop to get quite technical. So, that's always exciting, is to see those tidbits that have come up and being put into practice on projects. And also, reaching out to individuals who have shown that they're strong in certain areas through that collaborative space that we've created.